recognizing 15 signs of psychological manipulation and how to deal with it. Psychological manipulation is harmful and destructive, posing a significant threat to the well-being of relationships. This behavior involves the manipulator exerting excessive influence over others, mainly through distorted mental perceptions and exploitation of emotions. The primary objective of the manipulator is to assert dominance and control and obtain benefits and advantages at the cost of the victim. It is crucial to protect oneself from such damaging strategies by identifying the symptoms of manipulation and acquiring effective coping mechanisms. In the forthcoming article, we will delve into the 15 telltale signs of psychological manipulation and provide useful recommendations on how to manage these circumstances. 1. Guilt tripping. A prevalent indicator of psychological manipulation is the strategic employment of guilt as a tool to sway or govern the victim's actions. Under the guise of disappointment or dissatisfaction, manipulators can make you experience guilt for not fulfilling their expectations or voicing your needs and wants. They may also manipulate your insecurities or personal weaknesses, using them as leverage to incite feelings of guilt, thus pressuring you into submitting to their requirements. They aim to create a sense of obligation that makes it difficult for you to resist their influence. Strategies for dealing with guilt tripping. Understand and acknowledge that your emotions and personal requirements are legitimate and worthy of consideration. Establish ambiguous boundaries and communicate your restrictions assertively. Refrain from shouldering the burden of the manipulator's feelings or behaviors. 2. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is an insidious form of manipulation that destabilizes your mental stability by causing you to question your memories, perceptions, and judgment. The perpetrator typically distorts facts, outright lies, or denial of occurrences to sow seeds of confusion and uncertainty in your psyche. This manipulative technique is especially harmful as it progressively erodes your self-assurance and faith in your intuitive capabilities, leaving you uncertain and insecure. It's a psychological strategy that effectively undermines your belief in your own experiences and cognitive faculties, leading to disorientation and self-doubt. Strategies for dealing with gaslighting. Preserve a robust sense of individuality and place reliance on your personal experiences. Keeping faith in your perceptions can act as a bulwark against manipulative tactics undermining your self-belief. Make it a habit to document incidents and dialogues as they occur, which serves as a tangible record of reality. This practice can prove invaluable in maintaining a clear and undistorted view of events as a touchstone for your memories and interpretations. Reach out to your social support network of friends and family, or consider professional aid, like therapy, to affirm your perceptions. This external validation can reinforce your understanding of reality and provide reassurance in the face of gaslighting efforts. 3. Love bombing. Love bombing is a cunning tactic manipulators employ to inundate their target with overwhelming affection, compliments, and attention. The aim is to instill a sense of reliance and dominance over the victim. In the early stages, the manipulator may present themselves as the ideal partner, offering constant support and love. However, once they have secured the victim's trust and devotion, they may abruptly retract their previously abundant affection and support. This sudden shift can leave the victim feeling disoriented, dependent, and under the manipulator's control. Strategies for dealing with love bombing. Ensure to uphold your autonomy and personal identity throughout your relationship. This involves standing firm in your beliefs and values and not allowing someone else to dictate your actions or decisions. Exercise prudence around people who attempt to accelerate the progression of the relationship or fabricate an undue sense of intimacy. Such behaviors may often mask manipulative intentions. Pay heed to your gut feelings if something seems amiss or overly perfect. Your instincts often serve as a reliable guide when navigating relationships, alerting you to potential discrepancies between appearances and reality. 4. Isolation. Individuals with manipulative tendencies frequently aim to seclude their targets from their circle of friends, relatives, and other sources of support. This strategy intensifies their dominance and influence over the individual. By creating a barrier between the targeted person and external sources of influence, the manipulator is able to mold the individual's perception of reality, making them more vulnerable to their deceptive techniques. This isolation can cause the person to question their own judgment and become more reliant on the manipulator, further deepening the control the manipulator has over them. Strategies for dealing with isolation. Maintaining consistent and meaningful communication with your friends, family, and other cherished individuals is imperative. This will strengthen your emotional bonds and provide a healthy support system. Involve yourself in various social endeavors and pursue your personal interests and hobbies outside the confines of your relationship. This will enhance your personal growth, foster independence, and prevent any unhealthy reliance on a single relationship for your social needs. Additionally, it's crucial to maintain a watchful eye on anyone who attempts to manipulate or control your relationships with others. Such behavior can be a red flag for potential manipulation or control tactics, leading to unhealthy and damaging relationships. Always remember, a genuine, loving person will respect your individuality and the relationships you hold dear. 5. Constant criticism. Persistently being on the receiving end of criticism is a psychological manipulation technique designed to erode your self-worth and create feelings of inadequacy. Individuals who employ this tactic may demean, mock, or trivialize your emotions, viewpoints, and achievements in an attempt to preserve a sense of dominance. This manipulation strategy is cunningly designed to keep you in a perpetual state of self-doubt, allowing the manipulator to maintain control and superiority over you. Recognizing this pattern is the first step towards breaking free from its harmful effects and reclaiming your self-esteem. Strategies for dealing with constant criticism. Recognize that the criticism is a reflection of the manipulator's insecurities, not your worth or abilities. Develop a strong sense of self-worth and self-compassion. Set boundaries and assertively communicate your needs and feelings. 6. Silent treatment. The silent treatment is a calculated manipulation strategy that entails deliberately refraining from communication or showing affection with the intent to punish or establish dominance over the targeted individual. This form of passive-aggressive conduct can inflict profound emotional harm, often resulting in feelings of anxiety, insecurity, and an unhealthy yearning for the manipulator's validation. It's a tactic that thrives on the victim's discomfort and confusion, gradually eroding their emotional well-being and self-esteem. Strategies for dealing with the silent treatment. Do not give in to the manipulator's demands or attempts to control you. Focus on self-care and nurturing your own emotional well-being. Seek support from friends, family, or a therapist to help you cope with the emotional fallout. 7. Playing the victim. Manipulators often play the victim to extract sympathy, assistance, or special treatment from others. They might dramatize their difficulties, pretend to be vulnerable, or paint themselves as blameless and helpless. This strategy manipulates your emotions and actions, compelling you to cater to their requirements and wants. The intention is to tactfully control and sway the situation in their favor, exploiting your empathy and compassion for their personal gain. Strategies for dealing with victim playing. Be cautious of individuals who consistently seek sympathy, attention, or support without reciprocating. Set boundaries and establish a healthy balance of give and take in the relationship. Trust your instincts if something feels off or manipulative. 8. Shifting blame. Individuals exhibiting manipulative tendencies frequently dodge accountability for their actions, instead choosing to place the burden of blame onto others. They might attribute their own errors, shortcomings, or negative emotional states to you, inducing guilt and a misplaced sense of responsibility for their emotional health. This tactic projects their faults onto you, causing you to question your actions and feel obligated to manage their well-being, even when it is beyond your control. This can lead to a skewed perception of reality where you are made to feel accountable for the manipulator's actions and emotional state. Strategies for dealing with blame shifting. Recognize that you are not responsible for the manipulator's actions or feelings. Avoid getting drawn into arguments or justifying yourself. Maintain a strong sense of self-worth and self-confidence. 9. Withholding information. The act of selectively sharing or deliberately concealing crucial information is a technique often used by individuals with manipulative tendencies. This strategy is intended to foster a sense of disorientation and doubt, thereby keeping you in perpetual uncertainty. By meticulously controlling the dissemination of information, the manipulator seeks to uphold their position of power and sway over you and the circumstances at hand. This manipulative move keeps you off balance and dependent on them for clarity and understanding, thus reinforcing their control and influence. Strategies for dealing with information withholding. Be proactive in seeking out information and verifying facts. Trust your instincts if something feels off or hidden. Maintain open and honest communication in your relationships. 10. Controlling your time and resources. Individuals with manipulative tendencies may attempt to control your resources, be it time, finances, or other means, to curb your autonomy and amplify their influence. They might enforce unreasonable expectations, establish fictitious limitations, or coerce you into making choices that primarily favor them, often at your own cost. By doing so, they strategically place themselves in a position of power, reducing your ability to act independently. Strategies for dealing with control over time and resources. Set boundaries and prioritize your own needs and goals. Be cautious of individuals who consistently make unreasonable demands or pressure you to act against your best interests. Seek support from friends, family, or a therapist to help you establish and maintain healthy boundaries. 11. Emotional blackmail. Emotional blackmail is a potent strategy of manipulation that employs various methods, such as issuing ultimatums, intimidation, or other forms of pressure to compel obedience to the manipulator's wishes. This could involve leveraging your personal fears, guilt, or insecurities as a means to incite feelings of anxiety, entrapment, or impotence. The intention is to exploit your emotional vulnerabilities to manipulate your actions and decisions, often leaving you feeling cornered and powerless. Strategies for dealing with emotional blackmail. Recognize the manipulative tactics and refuse to be controlled by fear or guilt. Set clear boundaries and assertively communicate your limits. Seek support from friends, family, or a therapist to help you cope with the emotional pressure. 12. Triangulation. Triangulation is a strategic maneuver often used by manipulators that involves instigating tension or rivalry between two or more individuals. This tactic typically triggers conflict, induces confusion, or fosters a competitive atmosphere. This is accomplished by the manipulator employing tactics such as spreading rumors, telling untruths, or using other deceptive methods to breed misunderstandings and strain interpersonal relationships. This manipulative technique creates a divide between people, causing them to question each other rather than scrutinize the manipulator's actions. Strategies for dealing with triangulation. Maintain open and honest communication with friends, family, and co-workers. Verify information and confront the manipulator if you suspect deception. Be cautious of individuals who consistently create drama or conflict between you and others. 13. Pretending ignorance or innocence. Individuals with manipulative tendencies may feign ignorance or innocence to evade accountability for their deeds or elicit sympathy and backing from others. This maneuver can be especially potent in sowing seeds of confusion and uncertainty, thereby complicating your efforts to attribute responsibility to the manipulator for their actions. The essence of this ploy lies in its ability to blur the lines of accountability and paint the manipulator as a victim or a naive participant rather than the instigator of the situation. Strategies for dealing with feigned ignorance or innocence. Trust your instincts and recognize the manipulation for what it is. Confront the manipulator with evidence of their actions or behaviors. Maintain a strong sense of self-worth and self-confidence. 14. Mirroring and matching. Individuals with manipulative tendencies often resort to the strategies of mirroring and matching as a means to establish an artificial bond or connection with their targets. This involves copying or reflecting on the target's hobbies, viewpoints, or actions to give the impression of shared understanding and mutual values. The intention behind this is not genuine camaraderie, but to create a sense of trust and rapport, which can later be capitalized on for manipulative purposes. This strategy is designed to make the target feel appreciated and comprehended, only for this connection to be exploited later. Strategies for dealing with mirroring and matching. Be cautious of individuals who seem too eager to agree with you or adopt your views and interests. Trust your instincts if a connection feels forced or insincere. Maintain your independence and individuality in your relationships. 15. Negative surprises. Individuals who employ manipulation tactics often resort to utilizing unpleasant surprises as a strategy to gain a mental upper hand. The sudden and unforeseen incidents or disclosures they introduce can incite a state of bewilderment, distress, and susceptibility. The manipulator seeks to foster this state of unrest, as it simplifies their task of exerting control or swaying your decisions and actions towards their desired outcome. The psychological disarray these surprises induce can make it challenging to effectively resist or counteract the manipulator's influence. Strategies for dealing with negative surprises. Stay calm and composed in the face of unexpected events or information. Be proactive in seeking out information and verifying facts. Trust your instincts if something feels off or manipulative. Conclusion. Psychological manipulation is a detrimental and harmful practice that can radically impair relationships and destabilize your emotional health. Identifying the indicators of manipulation and utilizing effective methods to deal with it is vital, thereby safeguarding your personal well-being. Remember that you are entitled to be treated with respect, honor, and thoughtfulness. Prioritizing your personal requirements and setting clear boundaries in your relationships is of the utmost importance. This proactive approach can help maintain healthy and supportive relationships, making an enormous difference in your overall quality of life.